This movie is great. It's nothing like I thought it would be, but it is great. It looks to be a murder mystery. I'm pretty excited about it. Welcome to Casual Nerd Reactions. I'm Chris. Today we're watching Gosford Park, what appears to me to be a 2001 murder mystery. I want to thank my top tier patron, Red Dwarf, for selecting this as her choice this month. I'm really excited to get into this. I love a good murder mystery, at least the ones that I've seen. I had a great time watching Knives Out in 2019, and I'm really looking forward. That was really, sorry about it, but not really. Looking forward to the sequel that's coming to Netflix later this year. Anyway, this is about Gosford Park, so please give this video a like, subscribe for more content like it, and let's experience Gosford Park for the very first time.
Give me a hand with the canopy.
Yeah, poor guy. Why didn't he have the canopy on already? At least one of them is mostly dry. It's important.
I can't open this wretched thing. I suppose we better stop.
We're stopping to open a thermos? Well, if she can't open it, then continue to get soaked so we can open the thermos.
Do you have a horrid day?
Yes, fairly horrid.
Oh my goodness.
Just leave everything in one pile around the corner.
What a different vibe the moment you walk into this. They're all nice and peaceful in the other house, and they're super busy here.
Who are you?
I'm Mr. Weissman's man.
Elsie, this is Miss Trentham.
Mrs. Wilson?
Take care of her, will you?
Excuse me, ma'am. My name's Mary McKee.
No, here it's not. It's Trentham.
All right, so they're not known by their own name, but by their employer, I guess.
Mr. Parks, below stairs, you'll be known as Mr. Stockbridge.
3 more.
But Parks, I knew a Mr. Parks who was in service in Norwich. Is he any relation of yours?
No, London, born and bred.
What were those bottles?
Darling, I'll see you in there. There's been something I've been meaning to say to you. Have you spoken to your father?
Oh,
No.
okay.
What do you mean, no? Hey, you promised.
You shouldn't sneak up on people like that.
Don't worry, it's nobody.
You only feel guilty. That's why you're offended or upset.
Elsie, this is Lord Stockbridge's valet. He's new to the house, so show him around, will you? You'll be sharing with Mr. Weissman's man.
Oh, there's so many people to keep track of.
I have to make a telephone call to California in a couple of hours, and I can't.
Well, there's a telephone just here on the left.
Wonderful, thank you.
So who's the funny little American?
He makes films in Hollywood. I got asked if he could bring him along and then see why not.
Is Morris the murderer, or is he gonna get killed? He's certainly someone that they have made a point to stand out.
You know, Raymond, he only feels safe with his own kind.
What are you doing? Jeez.
Imagine having a film star in the family. Lady Sylvia must be thrilled.
Oh, I don't think. She's a snobbish cow. She looks down on anyone who got to the top with brains and hard work, just like she looks down on her husband.
What's she like to work for?
She's horrible.
Yeah, you obviously
He's okay, come on, babe.
you obviously don't enjoy working for her, but you like him. That's good. That's good.
What's your name?
I think you heard him called Trentham. Miss Moores.
No, I meant your real name.
That's nice.
Do you have a minute? Don't do that. That's bad for him. Put him down.
Oh boy, don't mess with the dog. It's clearly the thing he cares about most in the world.
My name is Stanton.
You're here as valet to Mr. Weissman. That means you'll be known as Mr. Weissman. We stick to the old customs here. It saves confusion.
Not for me.
He's a vegetarian. Oh, what?
Doesn't eat meat. Now, Mrs. Croft, we don't want to be thought unsophisticated, do we? Mr. Weissman's an American. They do things differently there.
I'm breaking in a new maid. I'm simply worn out with him.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
there's nothing more exhausting, is there?
There isn't anything more exhausting than breaking in a new maid, obviously. That's how I've always felt.
I find it a lot easier to clean them if you put the trees in first.
I was just about to do that.
This is a very fast-paced, very dense film. I've probably missed. I have no doubt they've laid out a lot of information and a lot of clues, and I've missed most of them.
If I were you, I'd go and look around somewhere else.
Is that what you do?
That's exactly what I would do.
Something funny about that bloke?
Yeah, his accent for a start. What do you think his game is?
Why has Freddie Nesbit brought that awful common little wife of his? I mean, Isabel only asked him because a gun dropped out. There's no excuse to inflict her on us all.
Wow. Constance is like the most superior person I've ever met.
What shirt have you brought?
The green with the pink stripe,
Oh, no, don't know. One I had on today will do.
but it's soiled.
Yeah, well, you can wash it, can't you?
Oh boy. That's gonna be a late night.
I do wish that Anthony wasn't here. I'm pulling out of his scheme.
Oh, Oh. Have you told them?
No, and I'm not going to either. Say hello to your mummy.
Far be it from me to contradict Louisa.
Hey, did she just kick a dog? What's wrong with her?
Oh, Pip. Oh, thank you, Elsie. Thank you. Oh, you've got some hair on your dress.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Well, there is nothing going on between me and
Can't you just tell me the truth? You're a liar.
There is.
You
Actually.
are a liar.
He is a liar. Oh my gosh, my friend.
Try and make her look respectable.
Wow. Mr. Nesbit, as the case may be. Oh, poor girl, man.
Can I help you?
I really enjoy the way you do things, Mr. Jennings.
I beg your pardon.
I just wanted to be sure you had everything you need. Sir.
It's wonderful to find a servant these days who really shows an interest, don't you think?
So,
Mr. Jennings is like shook that Henry would do that. But Morris has got his back.
I believe this is my place, Mr. Jennings.
Oh. And since when did a baroness out of rank a countess?
Okay. Even here, hierarchy is everything. It's so interesting.
How many people here had parents in service? And was that why they chose to go into it?
I'm gonna guess all of them, right?
Both, Nanny. What about you, Mr. Stockbridge? What's the matter? Don't you know?
Yeah, I know what they did. But it didn't have any effect on me on my choice of work.
Interesting.
Because I grew up in an orphanage.
Ah. So that makes me wonder where his parents, at this level, were they higher and he just got bumped down because they died? I'm actually more curious about that than the rest.
My father had a glove factory.
Really? Boring poor Mr. Novella to death.
Why don't you let her talk and let Mr. Novella decide what is interesting or not interesting for himself?
Well, I don't care what's changed or not changed, as long as our sons are spared what we all went through.
Oh, not all. You didn't fight, did you, William? Thank God for Raymond. His family had one representative in the front line.
Very intriguing.
Lord Rupert Standish and Mr. Blonde are here, milady.
No, they're too late. They can have a tray in the billiard room.
Wait, if you show up late enough, you get to eat separately from everyone else? I would never show up on time.
I need all the knives there, all the knives.
Counting knives, that's not the most fun job. Oh wait, what if there's a knife missing and someone is going to get killed with a knife?
You can tell Mr. Jennings we haven't got that knife. I was looking for my maid.
Can I help?
She was going to fetch me some chocolate, but now I wonder whether I wouldn't prefer milk.
Do you have trouble sleeping, milady?
Interesting.
I have a feeling I might have trouble tonight. I'll be wide awake at 1 a.m.
That's an invitation.
Then we must try and think of something to amuse you.
Well, there you go. I believe he accepted the invitation. Henry is at the center of some real intrigue.
I must have taken the wrong stairs.
You better not be seen up here.
Ooh.
What about a drink?
And the intrigue keeps on stirring up. Wow, he's just going for it. She's not on board, sir. And they're just gonna ignore it? He won't.
Get off me!
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I came up the wrong staircase. I was just waiting till the coast was clear.
Just a minute.
Yeah. Dude, I love that he's looking out for her, like, legitly. Thank you. Now put him in his place.
What?
Nothing.
Or not.
Do you think Sir William would be good to work for?
No. It's my mother.
Where does she live?
She doesn't. That's why they put me in an orphanage.
Right. You gotta put it together, sir.
What happened to her?
What do you mean?
I mean,
How did she
why
die?
did she die?
She worked in a factory.
Ah.
She had me. A little while later, she died.
That's what I
End
wanted
of
to know.
story.
Good story, thank you.
I've got to date with a hot glass of milk.
That's certainly one way to express that.
You could go with his valet. He'd give you a fright. You'd better keep your eye on him. He's not from Scotland for a start.
Ooh, he's not from Scotland.
The Honourable Freddie Nesbit. That's a laugh. That was her father's money he was after.
Oh.
It was less than he thought. And now it's all spent. All he's got to show for it is a wife he's ashamed of.
Yeah, that's, I mean, clear.
What's the matter?
I never washed that shirt.
So there's at least two people wandering around late at night. And of course, they're gonna see each other. That's good. I suspect suspicion is gonna be thrown both of their ways at some point. This music is great, by the way. It's doing a great job of really pulling me in right before, whoa, something happens. I don't know what's gonna happen other than this hookup over here. Obviously, I'm expecting someone to get murdered, so unless I'm way off about this being a murder mystery. Oh yeah, those bottles, I saw them earlier. It literally says poison on the bottle. So potential murder weapons, knife, poison. There's a lot of guns around, obviously, because they're shooting tomorrow.
Should have knocked, shouldn't you?
Should you have? I don't know.
I don't think I'll wear that shirt. After all, the other one's warmer. That's all I care about.
Oh man, she's not gonna wear the shirt anyway. Ugh.
What do you mean you're going shooting?
Mr. Weissman wants me to accompany him. He might need something.
What could he need? I think he's got something to hide, that one.
Yeah.
We
Probably
all have something to hide.
Probably quite a
Mr.
few
Meredith.
things. Woo!
Would you like to get changed now?
Well, it seems like everyone survived the night, as far as I can tell.
My father, he won't give Freddie a job. Will you say something?
That's kind of asking a lot, I think.
Really, miss, why do you think I can make a difference?
Because she knows
Will you?
your secret. Everyone has a secret in this movie, though, right? Oh my gosh, Wish, someone shot him.
No, I'm not all right.
Who pulled the trigger? Was someone trying to kill him, or was it a little accident?
What's that wretched Mabel?
Has anyone checked her outfit? She's probably in black velvet with a feather in her hair.
Don't be such a snob, Aunt Constance.
Is Mabel
Me? I haven't a snobbish bone in my body.
dead? She just said she hasn't a snobbish bone in her body. I beg to differ, madam.
Sorry to disturb you. I was just making my routine inspection.
He's like, by all means, inspect.
Afraid smoking isn't allowed up here. Well, I'll leave you to your book.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but business is business. I'm not a charity commissioner, you know.
William, I'm begging you.
Oh, it's getting a little tense.
There's one thing I don't look for in a maid, it's discretion. Except with my own secrets, of course.
He's in a filthy mood with everyone.
That's not surprising. He's had a rough day.
Stopping your allowance.
But it's for life. That was settled. He can't do that. Now that you can be discreet about.
Yes.
Mr. Weissman,
Yeah.
tell us about the film we're going to make.
It's a detective story. Most of it takes place at a shooting party in a country house, sort of like this one.
Is he doing research?
Murder in the middle of the night, a lot of guests
Oh.
for the weekend, everyone's a suspect.
Is this the movie he made? Are we watching it right now?
And who turns out to have done it?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. It would spoil it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, but none of us will see it.
How naive of him to think people would actually see it.
Are you interested in films, sir?
Not likely.
Why shouldn't I be interested in films? You don't know what I'm interested in.
Wow.
Well, I know you're interested in fiddling with your guns, but I admit it, when it comes to anything else, I'm stumped.
That's it, that is not fair, Billy.
Wow. Oh, Elsie. Holy cow. Oh, she's fired. Oh my gosh. I think everyone in the room is the most uncomfortable except for him that they've ever been in their whole life.
As if I didn't know.
Yeah, now everyone is aware for sure.
Where exactly is Sir William now?
He's still in the library. He won't be out again tonight.
Okay, so he's just getting away from everybody. I don't blame him.
Somewhere there's
Oh.
Do you think he'll be as long as he usually is?
Oh, she doesn't like it. Of course.
Don't think we should be doing this.
Oh, come on.
Oh, they just want to listen. That's sweet.
I've never heard him sing.
Oh. Causing quite a stir among the staff. Oh, yeah.
Days may pass or year lie between.
Oh, hang on. He started to go one way, then he pivoted. Oh, man. They're all like, act like we're working.
Good evening, sir. Excuse me.
Sir,
What do you want?
brought you some coffee.
He wants to
Got
be
one
left
coffee out of
alone.
Brown fridge.
Oh, wow.
Give me some whiskey.
It's such a lovely night, except for some drama behind the scenes. Should you be cleaning your gun while you're drinking whiskey?
a moment.
All you ask of me, music in spring.
This really is a lovely night.
Where's Mr. Weissman's man? He's missing the music.
Dorothy, get back to work.
Excuse me, but Dorothy's under my jurisdiction as well, you know. And I say she can listen to a spot of music if she likes.
Conflict.
When old can you...
Hang on, this is suspicious. What's going on here? Really going out of his way to be silent. Oh, is that a knife? Or is it the knife? Okay, so obviously this appears to be a man. Unless they're just really trying to throw us off. No, it happened!
Just to take another look at me.
A knife in the heart, of all things, too.
Yeah, I've got a call booked for California. California?
Oh, Freddie, we gave up on you.
He was gone a while. Oh, wait, that makes him a suspect, doesn't it? So Freddie and Henry are certainly suspects. I guess Morris is a suspect, too. Heck, even George. Everyone's a suspect.
If that's what you call a moment, I'd like to see what happens when you take a real break.
Did yours as well, before the rush starts.
Got the size of light, eyes of eyes, arms and fight.
Bill.
Here we go. Oh, the poor pup.
Bill.
I expect to hear a scream. There it is. Oh, I guess that's not funny. I'm having a good time. Sometimes I laugh inappropriately.
Isabel?
Oh.
Isabel?
The whole house is now aware something horrid has happened. But at least one person was aware prior to this. So who? Oh, not her.
Excuse me, I'm on the telephone.
I'm
on a call to California.
Yes, sorry. Your call's interrupted, sir.
Yes, would you connect me with the police station, please?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a kind of realistic Charlie Chan movie. This isn't out of the question.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Inspector
This is my aunt, Lady Trentham.
Hi, it's the Countess of Trentham. Yes, I served with your husband. On a
My
committee.
brother-in-law, Lord Stock.
Yeah, she is not going to give you any chance to talk.
Mr. Nesbit. Ivan
He must be as overwhelmed as I was at the start of this movie. So many people.
Oh, Dorothy, would you take...
Well, someone has to take care of the dog. Sylvia's not going to.
Mr. Jennings.
Yes, Mr. Wiseman.
I have a confession to make.
Is it murder? That would shorten the movie a bit.
But I think it's clear that it's the valet who did it, because the valet has access to everybody.
He's voicing what we're thinking, right? It was the valet, Henry.
What is it, Dexter?
Well, only that there doesn't seem to be much blood, sir.
Oh, was he dead already? Was he dead already from poison? That would be very interesting. Did two people murder him? Well, I guess the second would have only tried to murder him, right? So if he was poisoned, then that opens up the suspect pool substantially. He thinks he can just walk in there. He can, obviously.
I was just wondering if you wanted some company.
He dropped the accent.
I said, I was just wondering if you wanted some company.
Well, I suppose life must go on.
Life must go on. I'm sorry, but maybe not mere hours after your husband was murdered.
That Henry Denton, he's an actor.
Yeah, that makes the most sense here.
He's playing a butler in the next Charlie Chan.
Ah.
Just wanted to make it authentic.
By the way, are any of the others getting up for breakfast? The women, I mean.
I think Lady Lavinia, maybe.
That settles it. Come back at 8:30. I'll get dressed. I don't want to miss anything.
Shouldn't you be looking for signs of a break-in?
Well, the thing is, Mrs. Croft, I understand that no one has served Sir William longer than you have. Is that true?
He isn't Scottish at all.
Do you think he's a murderer?
I don't.
It's worse than that. He's an actor.
If he's there researching a role, I don't think he would have any real reason or motivation, although he's very entangled in things.
Frightful inspector won't let anyone leave.
Good for him.
So we're to be treated to another day of Mr. Wiseman shouting down the telephone.
Did you hear about Sir William? Apparently, he wasn't stabbed after all.
Ah, it is poison.
Well, I mean, he was, but that's not why he died. He was poisoned.
I like the way they're dripping information in this movie.
Trust Sir William to be murdered twice.
Are you the one who stabbed him?
I wonder they're not letting anyone else go. Tough luck on whoever's got any secrets to hide.
Oh, I hope all the secrets come out. This is awesome.
Why would anyone want to kill Sir William?
made a few enemies in his time, that's all.
It's before the war, Mrs. Croft, when you were a factory worker.
I was never a factory worker. I was a cook in one of his factories, and all full of girls, so you can imagine.
But what if they got, you know, in trouble?
When it did, he arranged to have it adopted.
That sort of trouble.
So you wanted to keep it?
Nope.
And you got kicked out, lost your job.
So is it possible that someone here is an illegitimate kid? Perhaps the orphan? He told us about mom working at a factory. He didn't tell us about dad.
Sir, someone's traipsed a load of mud in down here.
Not now, Dexter, please. You were not conscious.
Inspector, there's a broken coffee cup down here.
Dexter, they have people to clear these things up. You get on with your own job, all right?
Well, he's trying his best. These are details that could be significant. I don't remember who served Mr. William the whiskey. I just don't remember. Maybe that's who poisoned him?
You know, I'd say anything you want me to.
Oh. Does she think he did it?
What?
If it'll help you know that, don't you? You've only to ask.
Well, one, she's essentially accusing him of murder. He's not even going to respond to the insinuation. Because he's innocent. Unless he's guilty.
Not now, thank you.
Why is he not interested in anything Dexter has to say? He seems like the real detective here.
Last night when you said you'd surprise me, you didn't mean anything by it, did you?
I think he's William's illegitimate son.
In case you've forgotten, this is the servants' area, sir. Yours is at the top of the stairs behind that door there, sir.
Warrant, it was just a...
Yeah, they're obviously ticked.
They're afraid you're being discreet.
But I'm very discreet.
Are
In
you?
Hollywood, that's what I'm known for, my discretion.
I suspect you're known for your indiscretions, sir.
Well, they kept on and on about that low shot yesterday, and, I mean, obviously I told them it's nothing to do with me.
I saw you. Of course, it was an accident.
Oh.
And a man as short as you are, it must be very difficult to gauge the height of the birds.
Oh my god. So he took the shot. Perhaps it's unrelated.
I wondered, you believe in luck?
I believe in love. Not just getting it, giving it. I think as long as you can love somebody, whether or not they love you, then it's worth it.
Oh, that's interesting perspective. Maybe something he needs to hear.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, it is.
No, I promise you I have to pay back every penny, every single one. You'll pay.
So he got his money.
Oh, your lies.
Oh my gosh. So many little things happening here in this scene.
Where have you been?
Oh, he's tearing it up.
Try buying yourself a new frock with that.
No coffee, George, but I'll have a...
Oh, wow. Ooh.
You did that on purpose.
I'm sure he did. I have no trouble believing George did that on purpose. Constance loved it. Oh my gosh. Her joy is my joy.
I was just asking the constable how long our guests will be staying, and
Forever.
Mrs. Croft has all the meals to
I
right
don't think
away.
there's any need to worry about that. I'm not interested in the servants. Only people with a real connection with the dead man.
He's not interested in the servants. Perhaps he should be. I suspect at least two of them have very strong connections. One was sleeping with him. One is his illegitimate son.
I think your way out that way, but yeah, we'll take your way.
That little exchange makes me feel like the two of them were in cahoots and did it together. And Mary is the one who's onto them.
Do you think Sir William was in love with you?
I was a bit of fun, that's all.
And you?
I didn't love him.
I like that she asked the
Didn't mind
question.
him, but he used to say to me I could be anything I wanted.
You're not sorry then?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sorry. It's time for a change. What did he used to say? Carpe diem, seize the day.
Gotta have that Latin phrase.
What's that?
Oh, what is she thinking?
You didn't really dislike him, did you? You'd have to hate him, and why would you?
Can't a man hate his own father?
There it is.
He didn't know it.
Oh man, he didn't even know.
Either the authorities didn't know or they didn't want to know. They took his babies and they took his money.
That why you took the job with Lord Stockbridge? To get to Sir William?
Certainly seems like it.
Poison him.
I didn't poison him.
Okay, so this is half the puzzle.
But then you didn't kill him. Did you stab him? Even if you did, he was already dead. And whoever did it must have known that.
Maybe they did,
No
maybe
one
they
could stab a
didn't.
corpse and not know it.
Really? When was the last time you stabbed a corpse?
Never. I'm hoping never. Oh, whoa, hang on. Leave Mary alone. You don't get to stab a man and then kiss my favorite character.
I've been wanting to do that ever since I first set eyes on you.
I don't think she wanted to kiss a murderer, though. Even if you're not the actual murderer, the intent was there.
according to the servants of all Gosford,
Ooh.
she won't get any of her estate until her mother dies.
Honestly, just feels so
If that's the case, it's too long for you to wait. You can do better.
Wow.
Isabel. Isabel.
What is he gonna say? I love you. It's not about money. No one's gonna buy that, sir.
Hey, you want to ride to London?
Sure, why not?
There you go.
She's taking the dog. I'm glad. Better her than Sylvia, honestly.
Have you decided what you're going to do about this place?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose I could shut it up and make a decision when my head stops spinning.
Mrs. Wilson could manage till you're ready.
No doubt she'll seize the opportunity to get rid of the wretched Mrs. Croft.
I'm sure she
Why
would.
are those two such enemies?
Something to do with when they were both workers in one of William's sweatshops. And Mrs. Wilson, a lowly factory worker.
Was there ever a Mr. Wilson?
Ah.
I can't imagine it.
When she was working with William, she was called something quite different.
Oh?
Parks or...
Interesting. Wait a second. Is that Robert's mother?
Come in.
Why did you do it?
Oh, man. Confrontation.
Was it the name, or did you see the photograph in his room?
Ah, yes, the photograph. It's a miracle that survived. He promised the boy would be adopted. He said he knew the family. Turns out we all clung to that dream. And all the time he was dumping them, his own children, in some godforsaken place.
Yep.
My sister certainly never forgave me for it.
Your sister?
That's Mrs. Croft. She's my sister, didn't you know?
I had no idea.
But even if Robert is your son, how did you know that he meant to harm his father?
What gift do you think a good servant has that separates them from the others? It's the gift of anticipation.
Oh.
Are you going to tell him?
What purpose would it possibly serve?
To be reunited with your son? To clear the air? Wow. Mary put it together. You think she'll tell Constance?
You know, I'd kill for Mr. Jennings if I had to.
Oh my God.
You did what you felt was best for him at the time. I see that now.
I've lost him. He'll never know me now.
Oh my gosh.
At least your boy's alive.
I'm shook. This movie is great. It's nothing like I thought it would be, but it is great. Well, we ending it similarly to how we began with Constance on a road trip. Just wow. What the heck? Ah! It honestly it never once occurred to me that Robert Park's mom could be alive. Certainly never would have thought that his mom was Mrs. Wilson. What? Ugh. This movie was dense. So much was happening. So much intrigue and interesting situations. So many people who would have had motives to kill William, which of course is the point. You don't want a murder mystery where the murderer is obvious. And what an interesting twist to have essentially two murderers and who's more guilty, right? I think that what's his name? I struggle to keep everyone's name straight in this movie. Oh my gosh. I have a this is only just people's names. That's all this is. Obviously, I think Robert Parks is the murderer in the sense that he is the one who stabbed him and was intending to murder William. Only his mother, Mrs. Williams, anticipated, or I guess her name used to be Mrs. Parks or Miss Parks. Obviously, it was her anticipating that her son was going to murder him that caused her to preemptively murder him. Absolutely interesting. And it's almost hard to even feel bad for the situation. Like, my heart goes out to Mrs. Wilson and to specifically to her, just that this whole situation of him sleeping with so many women and getting rid of so many of the babies in that fashion. And obviously he never changed his ways. He was sleeping with Elsie. And wow, just what an interesting movie this turned out to be. And it was really interesting too, hearing Mrs. Croft, whose baby, she kept her baby and then he died anyway. Then her sister got her job back. That's just so interesting how like their little rivalry was so much more than that, so much more than I would have expected or thought. And I love the fact that Inspector Thompson, as the case may be, I know his name even if no one else does. I love how he had nothing to do with solving the case. He wasn't even looking at the servants. He refused to even consider that they would solve the case. I like to think maybe Constable Dexter might have got a little farther, but it was Mary. Mary is the one who put it all together. But of what consequence? Is she gonna confess and rat them out? Obviously, I don't want people to get away with murder, but at the same time, I'm very sympathetic towards them in this situation. And yeah, this movie was great. That's all I gotta say. Thank you again, Red Dwarf, for selecting it. Thank you to all my patrons. I really value your support, and I'm so grateful for you. And thank you, YouTube viewer, for watching this. Thank you for subscribing and giving this video a like. I really appreciate it. Here's some more videos you might enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.